Today we're going to be testing out Space Cowboy window cleaning soap. Now normally when I'm out cleaning windows, I just use Dawn dish soap. But I saw this advertised online and I figured I'd give it a shot, so I ordered some and it just arrived. But is it going to work as good as the Dawn dish soap? Let's find out. I have two dirty windows here and two clean mops. This window we'll clean with Dawn dish soap, and this window we will clean with the Space Cowboy soap. And of course, we'll use the blue mop for the Dawn dish soap since the color matches, and we'll use the green one for the Space Cowboy soap since color matches there as well. I have a bucket of clean water here, and I'm going to saturate my mop, squeeze off the excess, and we're going to apply our Dawn dish soap. Just like so. And this is how I normally set up my mop to clean windows. Now we'll take our mop, work it into the window, and squeegee it off. Now we have a clean window. Squeegee glides smoothly. Everything comes off easy. Now let's do the same thing with the Space Cowboy soap. Clean water in the bucket again. Just saturate our mop. Push off the excess. And we'll apply our Space Cowboy soap the same way. Oh, except you know what? It would help if I took the seal off. So, that's good to know. There is a seal on top of here that needs to be removed first. Okay, now let's apply our soap. Same way. Same amount. Let's clean the window. Okay, window. Space Cowboy soap. Clean window. Okay. I actually did notice a bit of a difference. First off, I think this is a bit sudsier than the Dawn. Here, let's see if we can get them both in here. There's the Dawn. Definitely more sudsier than the Dawn. You can see the Dawn here, the Space Cowboy here. And it felt like the squeegee was gliding better with the Space Cowboy. There's a little bit of drag on there, but not much. There's like absolutely no drag with the Space Cowboy. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised. Pleasantly surprised. So that's how I always apply my soap, is I use clean water in the bucket, get my mop wet, and then put a line of soap on the mop. That seems to be what works best for me. But the instructions on the Space Cowboy soap says add about 1 squeeze per gallon of water. Add more for extra glide plus foam, safe on tinted and low E glass. So what I'm going to do now is I've put 2 gallons of clean water in my bucket, and I am going to follow those directions for both the Dawn dish soap and the Space Cowboy soap and see what kind of results we get. Alright, so I have 2 gallons of clean water in my bucket. I've rinsed out my mop thoroughly, so there shouldn't be much soap in it, if any at all. And we're going to do 2 squirts in there since it's 1 squirt per gallon that the Space Cowboy says. Go 1, 2. I don't know if that is the correct squirt amount, but that's what we're going to go with. Mix it around. All right, get our mop loaded, and we'll clean with that. All right. So, seems to be about the amount of suds as before, about the amount of glide as before. Seems about the same to me. All right, again, I thoroughly rinsed out my mop, put 2 gallons of clean water in our bucket, and we'll do 2 squirts. 1, 2. Mix it around. There definitely seems to be more bubbles. Let's see how it cleans. Okay, this time I think a little less foamy than before, but more foamy than the Dawn dish soap. And again, I feel a little bit more glide on the squeegee. Seems to be a little bit faster moving. I think Space Cowboy is still winning. Another thing that the Space Cowboy soap says on the bottle is that it claims that it is slow drying, which is essential when you are cleaning when it's really hot or in direct sunlight. It is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit out here right now, according to this thermometer I have on this post. These windows aren't in direct sunlight, except for this bottom part here. But, like I said, it's really warm out here. So, I'm just going to soap up these windows, and I'm going to see how long it takes them each to dry on the window. Dawn. We'll get our Space Cowboy. And now we wait. All right, it has not been that long, literally maybe 30-45 seconds. That's how hot it is out here. It's already starting to dry down here where the direct sunlight is. And we're getting this corner here is drying with the Cowboy soap. However, I think our dry spot on the Dawn dish soap is bigger. The whole spot right here seems to be drying, whereas just the corner here on the Space Cowboy is drying. Okay, it has been maybe a minute and a half, not very long, and our Dawn is completely dry except for just a couple drips over here on the edge of the window. But other than that, it's completely dry. Whereas our Space Cowboy soap is still a little bit wet. Now, a lot of it is dried, but there's still quite a few suds and wet spots on there. Well, not now that I've wiped it off with my hand, but that's actually really impressive. Well, all I can really say is I'm honestly really impressed with the Space Cowboy soap. I've always used Dawn dish soap. I still don't think there's anything wrong with Dawn dish soap. but I think I might be switching to Space Cowboy window cleaning soap. This stuff has exceeded my expectations. I seriously thought that this was going to perform almost exactly the same as this. But as you saw, it seemed to be a little more sudsy, which I think that's more of an aesthetic preference. I don't know that being more sudsy is super beneficial. Maybe in certain situations it is, but the glide with the squeegee, I can't show that on video unfortunately, but just the way it felt, it was definitely smoother. And I know that that is somewhat subjective. I can't really show you objectively that it is smoother, but I can tell you from feel, the Space Cowboy was smoother and slicker. And then the thing that really got me was the dry test, just letting them sit there and dry. This was still wet by the time this was completely dry. Now, this wasn't completely wet, of course, but yeah, I mean, that's impressive. And again, I bought this with my own money. I am not sponsored. I just thought I'd give it a try, and yeah, well, Space Cowboy soap, you have won another customer. And if you are learning to clean windows, or if you want to start a window cleaning business, there's a link in the description where you can go and join our free online community of other window cleaners, people who are learning to clean windows, people who do it for a living. There's also video courses in the community where you can learn different tips and tricks and techniques. And yeah, there's some cool people in there. So come hang out, and I'll see you in there. And go give Space Cowboy window soap some love.